focus on what these parts do. Tomorrow in lab you get what they are. But we're going to do bottom up, which means we're going to start down here, where you stopped last term, and go that way. Right? It makes most conceptual sense. Because anatomically, it's the easiest way to learn it. And also physiologically, the bottom of the brain is the simpler things, and they get more complex as you climb. So what do you call the bottom part of the brain? Brainstem. We have a winner. Okay, smarties, tell me two things in your brainstem.
Spinal cord.
No, that's fine. Medulla oblongata, the first bump. Medulla oblongata.
Midbrain?
Let's stop there. So in psychology class, I call it medulla oblongata, same old thing. Middle, that's open. What's the thing above the medulla oblongata?
Pons.
The pons. These are the two parts of your brain stem. So we're going to figure out what they do. Someone remember from Psych 101, your medulla oblongata's job. Work at a class, cost same as this one. Learn nothing from it.
Took it way too long to remember.
I'm going to say all of your heart functions, involuntary, vital, functions.
Ah! All right.
Somebody Googled that on a
That's
spell.
how I know that.
How do you know that?
I was a marksmanship instructor in the Marine Corps.
You hit medulla oblongata, they're dead, right? Perfect. Life support. So tell me at the hospital, what's in the life support system? What are you trying to do for the patient?
Breathing.
Breathing,
Heart rate.
heart rate, hearts, heartbeat. They need to cough. They need to vomit. Because if you don't cough, you choke. You don't vomit, you die. If your heart doesn't beat, you're dead. So the bottom part of my brain is the most simplistic things I got to do, which is stay alive. Right, so medulla oblongata does mostly life support function. There's something else it does. It's called decussation of the pyramids. Okay, you did not learn this in marksmanship school. Does somebody know what decussate means?
Crossover.
Is it? Crossover. Crisscross. Crossover. So what's crossing over are the pyramids. What the heck's a pyramid? What's this thing? Anyone know? All right. These are nerve tracks. They look like triangles to a Roman, so they call them the pyramids. But what's it mean to cross over the nerve tracks? What's that mean? Cross over from where to where? One side of the body to the brain. So the right side of your brain would hit the medulla and then cross over to what side of your body?
Left.
Left side of your body. And if something's in the left side of my brain, what side of my body would be the decussation target?
Right.
The right side. We learned this back in way long ago. So the brain and the body are on opposite sides of each other because of this decussation pyramid, which is mostly in your medulla. I'll show you some pictures to prove I'm not making that up much. To do that, we actually have to go back to last term. You remember last term? Remember last term? No one remembers last term. All right. Last term. All right, let's try this one here. Okay, so this is going to be an ascending track. This is going to be one of the dorsal columns you learned last term. Remember those? Liars. Okay, so let's go through what we have in the picture. All right, so look at your foot, look at your hand. That's on one side of your body. Let's make it the right side of the screen. Okay, follow the little blue wires, nerves. So in my spine, right? Up, see, here's medulla. What do you see right there?
Crossover.
What are they doing? Crossing over. Doctors say they decussated. They went to the other side of the body, other side of the brain. So when they end up in your brain, they ended up on the opposite side of the brain. So they decussated. Be $50, right? So the medulla is usually where decussation occurs, which is right here. Right? Let's try another one to see that I'm not making this up much. Let's do this one here. This is a motor track, descending. So motor goes from my brain down. Follow this pink one on the right. So I'm on the right side of my brain. Medulla oblongata. Look right there. What do you see?
Crossover.
It crossed. because it's going to come down and end up on the left side of my body. So for this class, right body, left brain, left, right. Their body and brain are always going to be opposite. There are exceptions to that rule, but for this class, there are no exceptions to that rule. Make sense? Okay, so it's always going to decussate your medulla oblongata. There are some exceptions. Make sense on decussation? Okay, that's decussation. I'm surprised then you're asking me why we decussate. Anyone want to ask me why? We don't know. You don't have to. Why do you have to cross the wires? There's no reason.
It just does.
It just does. Nematodes don't cross. They're fine. You do. I don't know. Make sense? So medulla oblongata keeps you alive and crosses the wires from body to brain. That leads us to the pons, the next bump up. So what do you think? What's Latin? Anyone know Latin? What's pond? Pons. Pontoon. What's a pontoon? It's a bridge, right? Pons means bridge. So it's bridging the brain. Okay, look at the picture and tell me what part you're bridging on the pons. The pons is the big bump right here. What part do you think you're bridging in the pons?
From the floor, right brain.
Nope, from here to here. What's there? Good. What's here? Higher brain. So we say it goes from the low brain to the higher brain. Or brain stem to higher brain. It's connecting the lower part of the brain stem, to the higher parts of the brain, the upper brain. Psychologists call it like low to high, that's fine. But the pons is connecting the medulla to the next part of the brain up. That's physically what it does, but it has to have a job.